And as we look at the information before us in Scripture, Matthew 10, one of those great passages I look forward to reading as Christ commissions his disciples to go out and to proclaim a powerful message that focuses on the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The end of the chapter is one of those passages that is a winnowing. It's a filtration of those who are truly devoted followers and those who are going to be looking for an easier road. And when it comes to the Christian life, I am more and more aware of just what is at stake. What is God calling us to do? And each time that I come across different phases of life where I realize, man, this is hard, this is tough, this is not easy. Matthew 10 is one of those passages that should be in the forefront of our mind, and I'm glad that it came up in our reading today. As you get to the end of Matthew 10, Jesus Christ demarcates the difference between those who are true devoted followers and those who maybe are looking for that easy road. And he makes the statement, "He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of the prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. Whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward." You see that with the contrast at the end of Matthew 10, we see that the calling of following Christ is something that is serious. It is difficult. The stakes are high. And sometimes we think, wow, I just don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if I can press forward. I don't know if I can continue on. I don't know if I have the stamina to be able to bear up under. I totally understand those thoughts. Totally understand those very misgivings that kind of anchor us and fetter us to a place that's of doubt, a place that's of lacking faith. But I love how Jesus Christ couples with the extraordinary responsibility of following him. He couples with it the most gracious and the most gregarious of blessings. You see, with how intense it is to follow Christ, he says reward is offered for even just giving a cup of cold water in the name of even someone who's just a follower of me, someone who's just faithful to my name. You offer a cup of cold water in their recognition. That's even going to get reward in heaven. With how great a task Christ has laid before us as followers of God, the rewards that he promises and delights in providing. Wow. This is one of those passages where you come to and you realize it is worth it. It is worth it to follow Christ. And maybe you say, well, Pastor, I never was doubting that it was worth it to follow Christ. Well, keeping your eye on the fact that not only do we have eternal blessing of being in heaven and around the throne of God and enjoying his presence forever, we are guaranteed something that's not even necessary. Reward. Reward for the simple things. And so today, one of the thoughts that's just kind of anchored in my mind is I'm going to do the simple thing. The simple thing that I need to do, I'm going to do that with all my heart. I'm going to do that with all my devotion and love for God. And I'm going to make sure I do it with that focus on the fact that Christ is the one to whom I serve. Christ is the one that is worth it all. And to please and honor him, that is worth it all. And so this is the reminder that I think helps us. And the hymn that came to my mind is one that is... it just really presents the truth in a very convicting way, but in a way that is inviting. It's an invitation. Lead me to Calvary. I think it couples in this hymn a wonderful pairing of what's going on in Psalm 89. In Psalm 89, we're singing praises to the God who's of mercy and the one who's rescued us and all of those great things are kind of nestled in the truths of this hymn, but it focuses on we have a cross to bear. It's going to be tough, it's going to be hard, but in the end, this is worth it because Christ is worth it. King of my life, I crown thee now. Thine shall the glory be. Lest I forget thy thorn-crowned brow, lead me to Calvary. Show me the tomb where thou wast laid, tenderly mourned and wept. Angels in robes of light arrayed guarded thee while thou slept. Let me, like Mary, through the gloom come with a gift to thee. Show to me now the empty tomb, lead me to Calvary. May I be willing, Lord, to bear daily my cross for thee, even the cup of grief to share. Thou hast borne all for me. Lest I forget Gethsemane, lest I forget thine agony, lest I forget thy love for me, lead me to Calvary. I hope this morning that you'll say, wow, following Christ is really worth it. Look at what he did for us. But on the other side of that, never lose sight of the fact that our gracious God seeks to reward, and he will find the ways to reward us even in the most simple of tasks. And so, press forward, keep going. I know that 2020 has had its iconic features that make it a little bit more troubling than most years. But we have a task before us. There are still souls that are dying, going to hell, and we must preach that gospel faithfully. Be busy, be forward-thinking, be pressing on. I hope to see you again tonight for our revival services for our local church family, and we're having a great time with evangelist Mike Schrock as he's been challenging us from 2 Peter chapter 1, and so we have some more things to add to our faith that we'll learn about tonight. That's our reflection on him. Thank you for joining me this morning. I look forward to joining you again tomorrow. In the meantime, be focused on the fact that serving Christ is truly worth it. Yes, for eternity's sake, but boy, just the fact that he delights in rewarding the simplest of tasks. So be faithful today and use your life as that cup of cold, refreshing water so that you can encourage others to remain faithful in the Lord's work.